Good morning, children. Again, I start my new session with one new lesson, that is Europe. Children, did you know industrial revolution took place first in Europe as factory-based production became predominant in the countries of Western Europe. They also tried to establish control over the countries and continents. In this chapter, we will try to find out location, mountains, rivers, plateaus, plains, and how the people of Europe have been using their distinct natural environment and resources. Project work. Children, you identify Europe and their boundaries on the map of world. Location. First one, location of Europe. Top of the map. North, south, east and west. In order to find out the location of Europe and see how far it is from India. How far it is. Identify the boundaries of Europe. There is an ocean to its north. That is Arctic Ocean. Children, can you name the ocean to the west of the Europe? Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean separates Europe from North America. Children, can you name the sea just south of Europe? Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea separates Europe from Africa. On the east side, Ural Mountains are there. These mountains are not very high and they form the eastern boundary of Europe. In fact, Asia and Europe are one continuous landmass. This landmass is therefore called Eurasia. Next, mountains. Europe has several snow-covered mountains. Important mountains in Europe are Alps, Pyrenees, Caucasus and Ural Mountains. The Alps is the most important mountain range of Europe. It is always covered with snow. There is a lot of difference between Europe and Asia. We can see many plateaus in Asia, but there are no large plateaus in Europe. There are only some small plateaus in France, Germany and Spain. There are vast plains in Europe. Eastern Europe is a vast plain. These plains experience heavy snowfall and bitter cold winters. When the snow melts in summer, small streams start flowing. They join to form mighty rivers. It is from these plains the rivers like Dnieper, Olga, Rhine, Danube originate. Olga is the longest river in Europe. European rivers are used not only for irrigating the fields but also as major waterways. The Rhine is the most important river. It flows through several countries and empties itself into the North Sea. There are several major industrial and mining cities on the open sea and thus linked to intercontinental trade. Next important one is peninsulas, islands and bays. The sea coast of Europe is very jagged. In several places it appears that the sea has cut deep into the land, as in the case of the Baltic Sea. Italy Italy is surrounded on three sides by the sea. Land masses that are surrounded by the sea on three sides and connected to the mainland on the fourth side are called peninsula. Norway and Sweden are also part of peninsula. This peninsula is called the Scandinavian Peninsula. Our India is also a peninsula. Our India is three sides covered with water: Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean and Arabian Sea. Next one, island. The sea surrounds some of the European countries not just on three sides but on all four sides. These are island countries: Great Britain, Great Britain, Ireland. Great Britain is one such island country. The presence of a large number of bays and gulfs has also facilitated the use of sea routes. Bays and gulfs are parts of the sea enclosed by land on three sides. In a bay, the land curves inwards and the mouth of the bay is usually wide, as in the Bay of Bengal. A gulf is a narrow inlet of the sea and has a narrow mouth. The entire Baltic Sea, as you can see in the map, is a large gulf. As a large gulf, since the bays and gulfs are protected from the storms of the high seas. They are very useful for building harbors where ships can be safely anchored and cargoes loaded or unloaded. Deep gulfs or bays are preferred for building harbors as large ships can be anchored in them. Ships need deep water so that their bottoms do not touch the sea floor. Next, we will move to climate of Europe. What are the factors influence the climate of Europe? Europe has a cooler climate than us. Most of its countries experience snowfall in winters. Their summers too are not as warm as ours. Okay, children, I can continue my lesson in next class. Thank you.